Hello and welcome to Introduction to Games for Learning, Theory and Practice. This is the welcome video for spring 2026. My name is Sturdy. I will be your game master this semester, and this video is presented to give you some additional background and a little detail on the unique gamified features of this course. If you have already read the syllabus, you know that there is a little bit to get your head around. If you haven't already read the syllabus, go do that and maybe have it pulled up somewhere where you can follow along with it while you watch this video. So let's get right into it. First off, speaking of introductions, hi, as I said, my name is Sturdy. Here are a few interesting facts about me. Uh, by day, I am an online learning specialist at Syracuse University. But when I have my UAlbany hat on, I am a longtime graduate student in the ETAP department. I finally finished in 2024. And this course developed out of my dissertation research into games and gamification for improving online learning. I have been teaching various versions of this course since 2020. This will be my fifth go around after I skipped 1 year to actually finish the dissertation. And this is also a fairly heavily revised and updated version of the course this year based on 5 years of feedback and a lot of data crunching. So this will be a learning experience for me as well. Just a couple of quick notes. Here's where you reach me. This information is also in the syllabus. And also a note, I've introduced myself twice already by my first name. That is because I prefer a first name basis. This is a graduate course, and so although I did a lot of the background work and I have the subject area expertise, I consider this to be more of a journey together among colleagues. And so I would really prefer if you just address your emails to Sturdy, not dear dread professor, necromancer, whatever. Let's keep it polite but collegial. I will, if you just can't handle that, answer to any of these, but really my preference is just Sturdy. Okay, let's get into the course design itself. Like I said, maybe have the syllabus somewhere that you can glance at it while I talk. This quote here is kind of the inciting idea of this course, and I think the topic of games for teaching and learning more generally, that a game is a series of interesting decisions. So that's what I want to do more than anything this semester, is to create interesting decisions for you that will challenge you to learn and grow and reflect about your own learning and teaching style and skills as we go. So the first gamified element of the course is the XP system. As of right now, at the time you are watching this video, you have 0 experience points. Everything that you will do in the course is going to be worth some number of XP. And so every time you interact and submit anything through Brightspace, your XP number will go up. Every time you earn another 100 total XP, you will unlock a new level of the course with new content. And occasionally you will also unlock new gamified features, which we'll get to in a little bit. The trajectory of the course is designed to match and track your progress from 0 XP, where you start, all the way up as high as 1,000, which is the maximum that you can meaningfully earn. There are, in order to create that those interesting decisions, there are a lot of alternate options for basically everything. And so there's much more than 1,000 XP theoretically available in the course. And so a big part of what you're going to be doing is deciding what is of interest to you and what you're going to focus on, and then leaving other stuff and just passing it by and letting other people worry about that. I know that this every year, a few people say that this gives them anxiety to think that they're going to go through the course and not complete every assignment. Trust me, people have tried in the past, and I designed this to so that it would be pretty much impossible for anyone to actually complete every single assignment in a single semester. Uh, like I mentioned previously, as you earn XP for every 100 XP you accumulate, you will unlock a new level of the course. The levels are analogous to more traditional course modules, but they don't open or close on a fixed schedule. They will open when you earn 100 XP, and they will stay open for the rest of the semester. So you can always circle back and keep working in a previously opened level if you want to revisit some ideas, or if you're not super thrilled with the current level you're on and you maybe want to find a different way to keep advancing. So each level is designed to be fairly open-ended. There's quite a lot of content in there, and you will pick the things that interest you most in order to complete those challenges and earn that XP to demonstrate your mastery and learning of the key ideas of the level and earn enough XP to keep moving on. So this is called a lakes and rivers model, where you've got this bounded exploration within each distinct area, but then the areas are kind of strung together in a more linear fashion to create that overall sense of progress with a beginning and a middle and an end. We'll talk more about lakes and rivers and other models of progress structures in games a few levels hence, so I won't get too into the weeds now. And then there are more mechanics. And in past years, this is the big redesign I did this year for 2026. In past years, all of the mechanics were available right at the outset of the course. The syllabus was like 30 pages long. It was very dense. It was a lot. And the feedback I got was that generally people were kind of excited and interested to engage with all of these game mechanics, but having them dumped all at once in this 30-page document before you even start the semester was a lot to deal with. And so what I have done this year is moved some of those mechanics into later parts of the course, where they will not be introduced until you have done some initial foundational work with some of the more fundamental concepts that we'll be working with, and kind of gotten your footing first before I introduce new options. And I should also note, all of the new mechanics that will be introduced later are optional. So they will represent a way to create interesting decisions for yourself, but you do not necessarily have to engage with them if you want to just keep leveling up, earning XP in order to move on, and just focus on getting yourself up to 1,000 XP to complete the game by the end of the semester and not really pay attention to the other stuff. That is fine. Now, although I have tried very hard to review all of the materials from the early levels and make sure that I remove any mention of these mechanics that have been adjusted and shifted later in the course, I probably missed something. So if you find reference to, for example, badges, minor spoiler, you can earn a badge at some point in the future. That's not mentioned in the syllabus. for this year. If you stumble across something like that that refers to a term or a feature of the course that you haven't encountered yet, that hasn't been explained yet, that's just because I missed something. Don't worry about it. Okay, so that is the gamified course design as it stands here at the beginning while you were in level 0. You're going to earn XP for everything you do in the course. You can go up as high as 1,000 by the end. You will need to make choices within each level about how you want to earn that XP, and then do that in order to level up. And the whole thing is intended to be to mimic a classic choose your own adventure style story or narrative game where you will move from, you'll all start in the same place, but then you will all move through, make different choices, and potentially wind up in some quite different ending situations depending on those choices you make, and decide for yourself what your goals are going to be for the end of the semester. Here's a slightly zoomed in look at that level map diagram from the previous slide. And as you can see, also these levels are further subdivided into 3 subsets that I'm calling worlds. And so these are the points at which different mechanics are going to be introduced. So right now we start out in World 1, your apprenticeship. And so things will just work as already described here and in the syllabus up through level 0, levels 1, and level 2, and then reach ultimately the level 3 milestone, where you will perform a milestone project in order to demonstrate your mastery over the content of this first world. And once you successfully do that, you will unlock a new gamified layer of the course as you move into the next set of levels in World 2. And the same again, a few levels hence in World 3. And so the design intention here is that you will have this expanding decision space as you move through, where at certain intervals along your journey, you will be introduced to new choices and new ways to think about how you want to approach learning in this class and developing your own specialty within the field of games for teaching and learning. There's a whole lecture on the concept of decision space, again, in a few levels, so I'm not going to get too deep into it now. So let's keep this relatively short for today. Your next steps after you finish watching this video and reviewing the syllabus are to open Brightspace, go into the home base folder and review all the other information you find in there, including this video, the syllabus, and a couple of other things more specifically about Brightspace and how to interact and communicate within the course. If you are confused about anything, please refer to the Ask a Question forum, also in that home base module on Brightspace as a first stop. Chances are, if you're confused by something, you're not the only one. And so if you ask a question there, other people can benefit from seeing the answer. And if you go in after someone has already asked the question, then you don't have to, and you can pretend like you knew it all along. You're good. You've got this. And once you have done all of that, go ahead and start with level 0. Enter the starting zone. You will encounter some initial readings and the very first video lecture and the first assigned game in the library. Every level that you unlock in this first world will have a library that houses all of the readings and games and videos and things for you to learn from. And then we'll have an adventurers guild, which contains all of the graded challenges, all of the activities you can do to earn experience points and begin leveling up and moving forward through the course. Um, as always, if you have anything you need to ask me in private or that's urgent, please email me at my email address listed at the top of the syllabus. And otherwise, I look forward to meeting all of you in the class forums and going on this journey with you together this semester. So good luck out there and get to it. Bye for now.